Thursday, June 20th. I've been with Pop in his RV and Iceman and his wife several days ago, and trying to recover from this fandangled concussion. I just got out of the shower, obviously. So this is day 8, and I was hoping to hike today, but opted not to because I just still wasn't feeling right. So we just took a walk around this campground. We moved the trailer from Lancaster, Pennsylvania to, I don't know if this is in Hamburg or right near Hamburg, which is literally right by the trail. We walked through the woods a little while ago, and there was a blue blaze that leads up to the Appalachian Trail, literally within a mile of where I stepped off, where I fell. So tomorrow's goal is that we will hike from here and just go, I think it's 5 or 6 miles down to Port Clinton, see how I do. I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I am optimistic. But just for right now, we just took a walk for maybe a half hour around this campground, and I was just getting the weirdest sensation, not pain, but this kind of numb, tingly kind of like in my forehead, like a weird, I don't know how to say it. I almost use the word buzz, but I don't want to get the wrong idea, but like a, not pins and needles. I can't put my finger on it, but just weird. And my neck is stiff, and I'm just like, not myself. So just walking around the campground. So I'm still, you know, the jury is still out. So I'm just taking it easy. I am not alone, but I think I will try just walking through the woods just to see how I feel when I get my heart going and, you know, get moving. Because sitting around is driving me nuts. I will keep you updated. Pop and I are just getting ready to head out for my first time back on the trail since I fell and got my concussion. It's Friday, the 21st of June, and we're at Blue Rock Campground in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, or right next to Hamburg. It's literally right on the trail. So I'd have to look at exactly what mile marker I was at when I fell. I couldn't get it exact. It was a rock somewhere, but I know it was before I think the pinnacle section. I'll have to look and I'll update you, but this campground is literally right off the trail. There's a blue blaze that goes right from here to the Appalachian Trail, because I remember seeing the signs for this trail after I hit my head and before we tented. So it's going to get about as close as I can get to that area. So I'm going to go back, and I think it's 5 miles, no more than 6, I think, to go from where I fell to Port Clinton. So that's where our goal is for today. It rained all last night and this morning, so it's just stopping now. It's still cloudy, but we're going to wait until maybe just after lunchtime, so like another hour or so, just to give the rocks a chance to dry off a bit. Hopefully the sun will come out, because I really don't want to add wet rocks to my unease of getting back out there. I'm a little nervous. Am I 100%? No. And that is a concern, and I don't want to push it. So I'm going to treat today like a leisurely walk in the woods. I don't think the terrain is bad. After I stepped off and catch-up continued from where we tented at that observation tower or observatory, whatever it is, he walked the trail to Port Clinton, and he said it really wasn't that bad. It wasn't very rocky. It was a steep downhill, but, you know, if I just go slow, so I don't think it'll be much of a challenge, and I will just see how I go and let you know. I am nervous. I'm a little bit nervous because yesterday's walk around the campground, which was nothing strenuous, still got my heart going a little bit, and I didn't feel great. So, and my nose actually hurts. I think it's not broken, but I definitely hit it when I fell. Oh, my cheekbone. Pop and I are just leaving the campground. There's a blue blaze trail right here that I think it's a half a mile, I don't know, that leads to the AT. So we're gonna go in there. This is pretty cool though. Here at the campground they have this boulder field. It's naturally occurring. You can correct me if you know better, but I guess left over from the glacier age, that the glaciers came this far and created this. Isn't that wild? No wonder there's so many rocks in this area, huh? All right, into the woods we go. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't told Pop yet. When he watches this, he's gonna get mad at me, but I really have a headache and a stiff neck, and I'm already lightheaded, and we haven't even left the campground yet. But I'm gonna give it maybe a half a mile, 1 mile, because honestly I've been sitting around doing nothing, so maybe that's part of it. So Let's just see how I do. I promise if I still continue to feel this way that I will say something to him. Don't worry, I'll take care of myself. And no sooner did the campground get out of sight. There's the trail from the campground. And it ends right here. And that's the trail that I need to follow. I'm not feeling optimistic. I'm worried about tripping and falling and hitting my head again. I don't know. Back on the trail where I stepped off, if this looks familiar, from the morning after I fell. And I landed here. Hey, Pop.
Hey there.
He's been babysitting me. So, yeah, back to square one. So this didn't go as well as I expected. I was hoping for better. But what did we walk? 2 miles maybe? Yeah. So we're heading back down towards the reservoir. I'm gonna try to hitch into Port Clinton because that's where Pop's truck is. And then I'll rest the rest of the day and then think from there. So thank you, Pop, for babysitting me today.
It was great to walk. I needed to walk.
It does feel good to be outside, and it's bittersweet to be on the AT, but I guess I'm just not quite there yet. So I need to reevaluate and rest. We'll hopefully get a ride.
We'll get one.
You know what would help? Ice cream.
Ice cream.
I don't even know if I
Clinton's
want
got the motel in. I bet they got ice cream there.
Oh, maybe.
Or at least something else that cold might be a little more liquid.
Yeah. I don't know. So what are my symptoms? I have a stiff neck. I have a headache, but it's more like a band around, like I'm wearing a headband around my forehead, and lightheaded, like, yeah, just lightheaded, dizzy. So I need more time. Okay, so in lieu of hiking today, Pop and I decided to do some trail magic. So we are sitting here at the train station in Port Clinton. We got our, Pop's pickup. And what's your name?
Ellen.
Ellen.
Hi.
And we've got PJ over here, right? And I just met Tater Tot. So one of the things I love is asking people how they got their trail name. So she started to tell me, and I said, wait. I don't want to hear the rest. Can I record this? Because this sounds like a doozy. So I'm going to turn the camera on you, and you're going to explain how you got your trail name. All right, Tater Tot, tell us.
Spring term college, trying to pay off all my student debt and everything, pretty poor. So I start doing the Tinder thing, but really it's just to get snacks. And if we had a connection, great, But so you really have to work the system. It's shameful. I know it's bad, but I did it. So what you do is when you're on a date, so say you're with a guy and you guys just get beers. Normally he's always like, oh, I'll pay for him, don't worry. So you're like, oh, okay. But what you have to do is you have to be like, oh, do you want to share a basket of tater tots? And then when the bill comes, he still is like, oh, I'll get it, don't worry. And you're like, no, you shouldn't. And he's like, no, I will. I'm like, no, don't. And I'm like, oh, okay.
And so how many baskets of tater tots did you end up sharing during your sophomore year of college?
A lot.
So if anyone out there sees this woman, look at this face. If you see her on Tinder, she just wants free tater tots. Oh, that's funny. Today is Thursday, I think the 27th of June, and sometimes the spontaneous things are the best things. I got a text today from Moon Pie. Her YouTube channel is Joyful Rambler, and she said she was near the area where I was, and she actually didn't realize how close she was. There's a big bug climbing on my tent right now. Get out. Get. At least it's on the other side of the net. Anyway, she just texted to check in with me, see how I was doing and so forth, and we realized we were so close to each other. So I was at the home of my friend Angelica, who has been nursing me through this concussion for the last couple of days since I left Pop and Lolly's trailer. And Angelica and I hopped in her car and went down and picked up Moon Pie and brought her to Port Clinton because she's got a resupply box and all this. And a spontaneous decision to grab my tent, and I'm in my tent at the pavilion in Port Clinton. I have not hiked 1 mile, but whatever. I'm sleeping in my tent tonight, and it just makes me feel good. I just need to be outside. I need to be in nature. I need to get my motivation back and be with some girlfriends. So yeah, we'll see how I sleep tonight, and maybe hike a little bit tomorrow. We'll see how I feel. I actually felt okay today. Not great, but better than I have, and that's all I can look for right now. So I'm just gonna see if I get a good night's sleep outside and catch up with you tomorrow.